Deep breath, everybody. So, lots of dreams going on during this little period here. I will say this to you that for some of you, holding on to a situation, what was the dream? Holding on to a situation is proving to you something that you are trying to prove the opposite of. Okay? So, it's like you're kind of locked in this embrace. And what I saw in this dream was there's no reason to do that. Okay, there's no reason to be locked in this embrace. And this, once you become aware of this lesson, once you see it, once you see it for what it truly is, the angst, the nervousness, the longing, a lot of things will go away. Yes, because you're sort of locked in an embrace. You're locked in the opposite embrace. You're locked in the embrace of something that they are locked in the opposite of. Is that a sentence? Um, so, for example, if you want this person to choose you against all odds or something like that, to prove to yourself that you're worthy of love, to prove to yourself that you are amazing, or you are, all the things you've been saying about yourself in the mirror in the morning, like the affirmations and things. There's some kind of proof that you're needing. There's some kind of proof here, and it feels like it's coming from the twin, or it feels like it's coming from karmic energy with another person, that you are trying very hard to prove something to yourself. Okay, that if they do a thing, that will prove to you. So this is still ego, right? This is still, and I don't mean that, again, I don't mean the ego like, oh, you got a big ego. Ego in the sense of 3D thinking about things. Okay, so by being locked in a situation, either with a twin or a perceived twin, or being in this place of longing, what's the tension here? That's what you need to show yourself right now. What is the tension here? Is the tension, I want this person to choose me to prove to myself that I'm worthy? And is their tension, I am proving to myself that I can't have what I want? Right? It's a burden. And they're not knowing how to put it down. You're not knowing how to put it down, because I think there's true love here. I think there's really good stuff here, but there's a tension that is keeping you in this space. And the quicker you make yourself aware of this lesson, what is this lesson? What is this thing that I see? What is my little girl, little boy inside? What are they longing for in this situation? What do they want to see happen? What will it mean? Okay, so there's a really good episode of MASH. I always, child of the 80s and 70s, where Hawkeye's having nightmares and he's sleepwalking. And he's also dreaming that friends back home are getting blown up, are getting, killed. And so Sidney Freedman, my favorite MASH character of all time, comes to see him, and they play poker, whatever, and Hawkeye goes out for a walk and Sidney goes with him. And Hawkeye talks about the dream and talks about whatever. And Sidney's job here is to help Hawkeye discover for himself what it means. Because when we discover for ourselves what things mean, and we did this in the tarot class a couple of weeks ago, where the awareness of Mary Greer, really awesome tarot scholar and amazing person, all-around person, leads a person through a reading so they can discover things for themselves. And that's, to me, is part of my journey here, is about, I show you what I feel, but what am I bringing up in you? Because you are your own shaman. And you are, as Jupiter moves into Sagittarius, it is about opening to your own guides, right? That's why we're doing Tarot 401 in December, opening to your guides, opening to your own intuition. That's what that really, when I first planned this, I didn't know. I just knew that that's what it was. And now I understand it. That, part of my journey here is to help you open up to your own guides. Okay. And when Sydney is sitting there talking to Hawkeye, Hawkeye tells him about the dream, and Sydney goes, "What do you think it means?" And I was always so struck by that, because he doesn't jump right in with his psychoanalytical jargon and saying lots of stuff about what it means, and Hawkeye would just be like, "Oh, okay, that's what it means." He is showing Hawkeye that you also have this intuition inside you. You also have this awareness about what these things mean. It really requires maybe an outside person sometimes to help you detangle it, to help you unwrap, right? Because it is our nature, especially in 2018 in America or in the world right now, to be, very left brain logical, and that really does block us from our intuitive path. And so when he says that to Hawkeye sort of throws out some things, and Hawkeye says, "Well, I'm sleepwalking. I'm walking, trying to get away from something, and I don't seem to be getting very far." And Sydney says, "On the contrary, you're making it all the way back to Crabapple Cove," right? That's where his friends were when they were kids, and that's what the dreams were about. And the dreams were about his friends being kids and, sliding down Hermitage Hill and doing all kinds of stuff. And then at the end, they get blown up, or something horrible happened, disaster. And it's basically about the kids that are in the war who are being blown up and whatever. And he sees them as reflections of his childhood friends. And so when Sydney helps him navigate, Hawkeye's really the one doing the driving. Sydney's just the one holding the lamp to say, "Hey, there's a pothole up there. Hey, what about this? Hey, what about that?" Helping him sort of navigate, right? And as we're going through these lessons and things like that, the biggest thing to me feels like the fear of it being true, or the fear of letting go of this person. There's a big fear around that. If I see the truth of why I'm locked in the embrace that I currently am in, first of all, doesn't mean they're not your twin. Doesn't mean you're releasing them. Doesn't mean anything of the kind. All right, you need to unwrap that. See, I need to share this with you. Part of this journey is unwrapping for yourselves the things that are getting in the way, the sticky wickets that are sort of getting in the way of clear-sighted moving forwardness. And some of these lessons cause us to sort of either go around in cul-de-sacs, do the runner chaser thing, do the right? Whatever the current tension is, whatever the stuckness is, right? And as you're going along on this journey, there's going to be a lot of potholes. There'll be a lot of stucknesses, right? There'll be a lot of, why can't we just get over this? Why can't we get around this? Or why can't we go through this? And the only way out is through. Is because what that means to me is the only way out is through, is to be mindful and really see what your own mindset about love relationships in general, what your own things are that you need to unravel, to pull apart, to unwrap, and how this person is reflecting those lessons to you. And I feel like today the lesson that was reflected to me is about self-worth, is about, it's not I'm expecting, or, the expectation is you choose me and that makes me worthy. And that's backwards. Right? I am already worthy of love. Whether you choose me or not is not material to that fact. And once you can see whatever your particular Gordian knot is, once you can see what the buzz is, when you feel that buzz of like, oh my God, they're going to choose me. Oh my God. Right? Like that's how I feel. And I started to realize that that's because that was the thing that needed to be healed in me. And so that's lovers, right? So to be in the twin flame union, those things have to be unwrapped unraveled, and it is likely that whether I say it out loud or not, my energy around that is going to dissipate. He will feel that energy dissipate. And that is a way of moving forward. That is a way of releasing the situation, of seeing it, of feeling it. Feel the feelings of what it feels to not be chosen, what it feels like to have somebody not choose you over and over again. And that's the childhood wound that needs to be healed. So that's just one. What are the things that you are seeing in this relationship? What are the things that's reflecting to you? And taking ownership, taking power, because I'm mindful of the fact that when I say, oh, well, if he doesn't choose me, that means I'm not worthy. That really is letting go of your power, not letting go of it, giving it over to somebody else. No matter how wonderful or worthy they are, okay? Or how kind or safe or generous or warm or loving, no matter how good that person is, it really doesn't matter. It's sort of like you see each other in each other. You're giving over that power to them. That's another lesson entirely about giving away your power. And you see, there's something about, whether it's karmic or whether it's twin, whatever, throw away the labels for now. This other person, you're seeing in them the willingness or the dance, right? You're seeing in them, it's almost like they're not going to choose you. And that's going to prove to you a point that you're trying to make, right? And they're not choosing you has nothing to do with that lesson. They're not choosing to do this for their own reasons. Their own reasons can be that, wow, this person wants to be with me, and yet I have no power myself to do anything about it. That's their belief. If they're not choosing to do this, they could be believing that they don't have power. They don't have the capability. They are, worth less too, right? You're reflecting to each other. So I know that I am going to release that lesson, and that's why I'm sharing this with you today. What are the lessons you see? What are the things you see, and how can you take back your power? And how can you do it in a loving way, not in an angry way of like, you're not choosing me, go away, I'm choosing me, right? That's a little bit angry, right? I will tell you what I am choosing to see that dance reflected here. I am choosing to balance that in myself. I no longer need for you to choose me to prove to myself that I am lovable. I no longer need that. Train whistle. So let's talk a little bit more about lessons here. I have Archangel Michael here. That's just one example, okay? But I know that a lot of people, I have done dozens and dozens of readings where that is the lesson or one of the lessons. Archangel Michael's guidance for you today. Yeah, I have a couple of oracle decks here. Let's see. Believe and trust. Prayer will help the situation. Energy, healing work, guarded and protected. Okay, so believe and trust. When you hand over your power like that, when you are locked in an embrace with a karmic or a soulmate or something like that, there's lessons involved. And there's underneath this lesson, there is a belief that in the unworthiness, right? There is a belief that there is unworthiness. There is a belief. Those are the beliefs that when you get to the core of this, those are the beliefs that need to be released. And you may see the belief or you may see the situation and be like, that's ridiculous. I'm totally worthy of love. But is the action about proving to yourself that you are worthy of love, right? You may say that, like, of course I'm worthy. What are you talking about? I'm awesome, right? Doing all the affirmations. But are your actions showing yourself that you believe you're not? You believe you need proof. And that sort of filters out into all the tarot classes we've been having. You need proof that what your intuition is telling you is the truth. You need proof. And there's never enough proof. Never enough proof. Okay? Until you start trusting yourself, believing and trust. Believing and trust in your connection to God, that that's real. Prayer will help the situation. Dear God and Archangel Michael, I ask for your divine intervention. I welcome your help and I trust and follow your guidance with gratitude and grace. I need a miracle and ask that you send one to me in this situation quickly. Thank you and amen. This is about if you are locked in this embrace and you're unwilling to let it go, because I feel like there's a belief that letting it go means it's true, right? Like, oh, if I just hang in there and they choose me, that will prove to me. And so I'm hanging in there. And it's sort of like, it's a I don't know what they call it. It's like a red herring. I mean, it's not in logic. You ever take logic? Okay, so this is left brain stuff. It's not, that doesn't mean that. Okay, that doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean if you hang in there and they eventually choose you that you are worthy and lovable. You're already worthy and lovable. It's the proof you need. So what's the proof? What's the proof? What's the proof that you can give to yourself? You can pray and you can believe and trust. But what's the proof you can give to yourself in this situation? Confusion, transformation. This is about being left out in the cold. This is about other situations in your past, in the past, that you have attached this meaning to. So I had this dream, and the dream was about my brother, 11 years older than I, who always chose the best for himself, and there's nothing wrong with that, but there was always an edge of, I get mine, that means you don't get yours. So that's a lack mentality, right? Believing that there's only so much pie. If I get mine, that conversely means you don't get yours. And that's what his belief was. And that's what was imprinted on me, which was, oh, well, if he gets his, that means I get nothing. And that will mean that I am not worthy of getting anything. And in reality, you can do things that are good for you. You can choose the best for yourself. It doesn't mean that other people don't get what is their worth too. Okay? That you got to unmarry those two things. So when I used to, most definitely, this has got to die. This belief has got to die. So in the dream also, the next thing that happened, so he chose the first class seat, and I was like basically riding in cargo, even though there were other first class seats available. It was because when he got his, I wasn't going to get mine. And that's the belief, okay, that needs to go away. The next thing that happened, we were at the airport, and there were four of us sitting here. I'm not sure if he was still there, but there are three that I was with, and then there's me. It's like at a counter, right, like a breakfast counter. And I went to the ladies' room. They all ordered and got when I came back, they all ordered, they got their food, and I got nothing. I also didn't speak up and order. So when I got back, I felt that feeling of I'm not being cared for. I'm not being, because that means I'm worth less, right? I'm feeling that, oh, look, they all got their, why didn't someone think to order me an egg or whatever? Why didn't they order that for me? Well, you have to do that for yourself. All right. Just because people are thoughtless doesn't prove you're not worthy of things. Okay. So that's what has to die. Okay. Believe and trust. Prayer will help the situation. Let go of the belief that you are not worthy. That 5 of Pentacles, really loud right there. The belief, because you have all these choices you can make, and you're choosing to sit out in the cold. Choosing to do that. Because that somehow is I don't know, passive aggressive, but it's a way of proving to those people, proving to others that they need to choose you, but you're giving away power in that, okay? Energy healing work. Absolutely. That's what needs to happen right now. Healing this belief of lack of worth, letting go. Those things don't mean those things, right? You're attaching meaning. I am too, okay? Full disclosure. Attaching meaning to things. And we got to like unlock that, right? Unlock that. I see something over here as I'm saying this to you. This feels so, I get a ton of spirit chills when I'm saying this to you. This has got to die, okay? This feeling's got to die. Guarded and protected. Thank you for protecting my loved ones and me, ensuring that we're safe and that all of our needs are met. I now accept your help and gratefully and gracefully, knowing that it's right for me and all others to accept heavenly assistance. Accepting help is also another thing where people stand in this cold, stay in the cold, out in the cold, because they want to prove a point to themselves, mostly to themselves, about being worthy, about being chosen. Choose you. And I know that's like the whole marry yourself first thing feels a little bit hollow. Like, I want him to choose me, or I want her to choose me. I want that to be the experience. Well, all I can say to that is that what is the belief underneath that makes you want that choosing, and does it unravel to you something that is holding you back? Because this belief is holding you back. If you are expecting other people to prove your worthiness to you, that is holding you back. Okay? So let's do a reading. I'm going to do an extended for this because this is getting kind of long. This is just what I'm being called to do right now, is doing channeled messages. And we're going to do that. Of course we are. All right, let's see here what's going on here. This twin energy, this soulmate energy right now today. There's that death card again. Big transformation. Big transformation. So 8th house, Scorpio, the house of transformation, the house of learning these lessons. And train whistle. Oh, I love it. Yes, the house of learning these lessons. So you can walk through to a new life. Wow. This is big. Learning big lessons. Learning big lessons today, this week. And unlocking the embrace and allowing it to dissipate or allowing it to go away. Ironically enough, that's how you're going to get what you want. It's by staying in that embrace that is holding this person, that is holding this back. You're holding on because if he chooses me, that means I'm worthy. They're staying locked in this embrace and not choosing because they believe they can't have what they want. Okay? The belief that they're not worthy of having what they want. Okay? And there's something here about unlocking that. Wow. 2 aces here. Self-worth, self-value. Hold on. Energy of the reading here. Look at you. Look at you. I'll show you. I'll show you. I'll show you. Knight of Cups. You see? Okay. So my hands are a mess. I'm not going to show you my fingernails. I got a manicure and everything just went to shit after that. Okay. I never get manicures. You know, my nails are natural. I never get manicures. I got one and everything went to shit. Okay. Judgment. Judgment, Ace of Pentacles, Tower. Wow. That's some serious enlightenment and transformation. If you're waiting for somebody else to transform, you need to transform. It's showing you that you need transformation in order to undo this energy of holding pattern. Okay? You're the one that has to do it. King of Swords, They, at the same time, King of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. Now they know also that they deserve, they have self-worth. They deserve to move forward. They deserve a balanced relationship. It's like letting go of feeling those lessons come in. Wow, feeling those lessons come in. Seeing that, believing in your heart. It's not required. It's not required for them to choose you to prove to yourself that you are lovable. You are already lovable. They're mirroring that situation. King of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles. And look at this outcome. Nine of Cups, Hierophant, Ace of Swords. So now the truth, the wish granted, it's these things. So this is not the only lesson, okay? This is the lesson I'm being shown right now that I need to let go of. That's why I'm locked in this embrace. That's why things have stagnated. That's why nothing has moved forward. Is the belief that his action will prove to me. And yet, there's already knowledge and ample proof of my own worthiness, my own, I am worthy of love. And whether this person chooses me or not is immaterial. That's not the proof. All right, that's what we're getting here today. Big enlightenment. Big enlightenment. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh. Exactly. Now they're getting clear too. King of Swords. I really like that. King of Swords, making decisions, planning for the future, wanting to move forward. Nine of Cups. This transformation has to happen first. Okay? Yes. This transformation has to happen first. Wow. Woo! They see their own value and worth as you do. You know, whether you talk about it or you don't talk about it, I don't know. Like I feel like I have opportunity to be in this loving place of, you know, I love you so much. And releasing them from that need for them to prove to you that you're loving, that you are worthy of love. Something about that. But you are going in the direction by getting this enlightenment today. Nine of Cups, Hierophant, Ace of Swords. The clarity, it's like now things are clear. Now things can move forward. Death, Knight of Cups. It really goes like this. Death, Knight of Cups. Because you have let go of the lesson that needed to be let go of. That's not what that proves at all. Just because I didn't get an egg when I came back from the bathroom doesn't prove that I'm worthy. All it proves is I didn't speak up. I didn't say, hey, I'd like a poached loud. And so they're not sure of what I want. And so they let me do it. But I'm attaching meaning to them not doing that. That they don't care about me. That they're not paying attention to me. I'm assigning that meaning. Doesn't mean that. Okay? Doesn't mean that. You're reinforcing a low self-esteem. You're reinforcing things that are not true. Not just are they beliefs that you hold that are detrimental to your advancement. It's also unfucking true. Okay? All right. I'm going to do an extended read on this. There's a lot more to say. We're going to keep going. And I'm going to get another deck for Oracle about more lessons to learn, okay? So if you're so inclined, that's a big lesson. If you're so inclined, you'd like to see more in the extended, you're welcome. There's a link below. All right. Have a good day.